Good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Hope everybody's doing good. Welcome to the bench. I hope my camera guy is on the ball today. We're hoping. I'm just getting some of the usual, like, normal, you know, when you got to bring a guitar back to life stuff out of the way before we get into the kind of guts of this project.
Incoming wounded.
Oh, we got another.
Well, he just wanted to take a look at this and see if it was fixable. How are you?
What we got going here? Hello. What happened?
So the bridge right here, a piece of it broke off. So it vibrates when you play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We need to replace that.
Yeah.
Let me take, and that's like a parlor size guitar, so and I'll replace it with a bone piece instead of this one was plastic, so it'll be better in the end. I need you. Typically, a nut repair is going to run about $80. That includes a new set of strings, and we'll set the guitar up to make sure the neck relief and everything's right for you. With this one being a parlor guitar, I've got to build this one kind of custom. It's not custom, but it's not a normal width, so it'll take a little bit more work, but we'll keep that number right at $80. And this is an Oscar Schmidt. And I'll clean it up for you. It looks like you.
Is that good or bad?
What's that?
Is it? I mean, my daughter got it when she was 9.
Oh, okay.
She's 28 now.
Okay. Right. Well, we'll clean all the Diet Pepsi off of it, whatever that is, and dog hair and all that. We'll clean it up, and so when you get it back, it'll be new. Have you played much, or are you just learning, or?
Played a bit. I know a few songs.
Okay.
He takes bass lessons now.
Yeah.
And
he's not doing much of that, but his brother wants to play it. I think it's kind of small for him, but to start off with, it'll be fine.
yeah, that's not really that big of a deal. Usually kids over about 10 years old, I recommend buy a full-size guitar for them, but regardless, you know, you still play them. I don't have any trouble at all playing a guitar like this. Of course, that kind of sucks, but we'll fix that. Yeah. And the piece that came out of there, long gone?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. Just in the future, if something like this happens, I don't know if it happened when you had it or not.
I don't think so.
Okay. If you chip a piece of wood out of a guitar, save every last piece. That's one of the best pieces of advice I can give anybody on guitar repair. So, but yeah, we'll just have to switch that out. And probably going to take me about a week to get this thing done.
Okay.
That's fine. He'll be back next week for lessons.
Oh, okay, cool. You guys are doing lessons?
Yeah, he takes lessons with Earl.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My brother wants to, yeah.
All right, now I recognize. Okay, yeah. You were just doing a lesson.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
you need the case?
Yeah, we'll put this in here, and I need to get just some contact info from you. We'll get it fixed up for you. It's a bummer that happens. They tip over, and plastic nuts, that's one of the most common injuries any guitar's ever had. Let me see. Give me just a moment. I'm doing a live stream right now. I'm going to turn the sound off on this.
Oh, sorry.
No. I just do this for the sound back on. There we go. Hey Axiom, what's happening? I had another guitar come in here while I was just getting started. Alright, so what we're looking at here is an Ibanez brand guitar. And in fact, before I get too far, I don't have anybody watching right now. There's tons of live streams going on, so if y'all wish to watch some wonderful independent recorded music, be sure to check out the Metalhead Hippie Show right now. He's on live, and he's got his channel. You can go find him. I haven't done any links for any stuff like that. And I want to, I'm gonna share this link. Give me a moment here. I put my glasses on, so although they don't work real well with my phone. Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to, give me a moment, I'm going to share this link with the guy that owns this guitar. Maybe he would want to watch it. Give me a second here. Live. Look at that, I'm live right now. How about that? Share. Copy link. There we go. Give me a second. I'm going to share this link with the gentleman who owns this guitar, and then we'll get back to business. Where is he? Oh, really? Interesting. Thought I had his phone number on my phone. I do have his phone number. There he is. All right. Excellent. How's everybody? Hey Mark, what's happening? Live right now. Did you get my sausage mix I sent you the other day? What's happening?
Not much. It's a good simple deck with a nice display on it.
Alright, Mark, it's great to see you, man. What's happening? Alright.
That's I don't know if she has that CarPlay Bluetooth and Android Auto, but that's a lot more money.
No, just that Bluetooth would be fine.
Yeah, and the touchscreen.
I hear you. Well, you know, he owns the channel. He can do what he
Oh,
wants.
Jeremiah?
Yes.
All right.
Anything with that?
And he's definitely introduced a lot of people to
You
a
can
lot
do
of
it
different
double
music.
band, like,
And nobody walks on water. Certainly not me. Alright, a couple things real quick. This guitar is probably 14 years old, and it still has the condom on the truss rod cover plate. And I'm going to try and get this off of here in one piece, but I'm constantly rambling about taking the plastic protective covers off of your protective covers. This is why I recommend doing it when you first get your guitar or instrument or whatever that has this plastic stuff on it, because it looks like this one's going to cooperate, but
You've got two choices. You can either put a regular style deck in there with a pocket
we're getting it off there.
below it. That hole,
It usually is pretty difficult to get that stuff off of there, so just a, you know,
Then you can do something simple
just a
with
bit of
something
advice.
like this,
There we go.
you know,
So now the
simple, no
chest rod
disc
cover
there,
looks nice.
but
Hopefully you
with
can
the
see that.
pocket below it, get rid of the trim ring,
There we go.
go right into the pocket.
Alright, so
And that would go in that.
I've already taken a preemptive strike, polished the frets, scraped down the fingerboard with razor blades, and I have yet to treat it with linseed oil, but I will do that.
I figured we'll go from there. You got it.
And
what's my install gonna run?
we're gonna see.
Well, a little bit on
Here to
speakers,
get
but
the-
usually what I do is I just work it out with the price install on the speakers.
I gotta, sorry you guys, you gotta watch me pull screws on this thing.
Yeah,
Not
the deck I
fun.
can do. I will need a dash kit.
Make sure, make sure that you all know how to use a screwdriver properly. Hopefully you're learning something here. It's so fun to watch somebody take screws out of something, isn't it? Alright. Oh boy, yeah, well, we got a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Okay.
Not worry about the tweets. About 120.
So,
If you want the tweets done too, you're about 200 fronts.
Well, I have ones right now that have the tweets. They're the right size for it.
let's go into the pickup control switch.
They're components.
No, it's okay.
So, but the only problem with that
We've
is
got his,
you have to put it in
we thought we had a broken volume
it comes
pot,
with this little
but
crossover box for it. It's a high def.
it's not a broken pot. It is a broken wires on a pot and a pot that's loose.
That was my worry.
Which is this one. I'm going to try and get this off of here with my fingers, and that is not going to cooperate. Now, a little history about this guitar. This guitar has been in this music community that I live in for quite a long time. And it's owned by a young man who happens to be the bass player
No problem.
in the only metal band in our community. There are a couple other metal kind of projects going on, but that band is the only band that actually gets out and does gigs and actually works as a metal band, which is really cool. I would love to be a part of a metal band here, but it's not so easy. Not so easy all the time. We're gonna have to figure out how to wire this up. Make sure the pot works. But obviously there's nothing going to it here. So we're gonna get the soldering gun out. Go. Yeah, with respect to broadcasts that are going on live streams and guys that own or that have their own YouTube channels, there is a safety factor with respect to children and foul language and such on their broadcasts. That's their choice. You can say whatever the fuck you want on my channel. I don't care. And we talk pretty freely here at work. If a kid can't handle hearing the F word, man, they need help. That's what I think, but that's my opinion. It's just an opinion. It's like an asshole. Okay. We're going to clean up this wiring a bit here and see if we can solve. I might need Stu's help on this one. I might need to ask him a question about this wiring. This is an interesting problem that we run into here.
Hey Jeremiah, this is Stu with Stereo Music. You called me?
Okay. Yep, you're watching this live. It's not Memorex. It is live.
I got a big install going tomorrow.
Mark, how have you been doing, bro? It's Saturday over there now, and I'm hoping that you're very early in the morning, I think, for you.
I'm doing a big install on the truck. So
did you stay up all night, or?
I'm kind of the only one in the shop.
Hey, Preston. Hey, welcome, man. Oh, Greg. Hi. Hey, buddy. Oh, hello. Are you guys soldering away on those?
Will that work for you?
On those new parts, bro?
No problem. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, Greg. Oh, it's great to see you. I don't make everybody a moderator on my channel. I don't need to do that. You can type whatever you want. Yeah. Oh, I get it. I've left his show for a couple of years over something that happened. Mark can tell you all about that. We'll leave it at that. Yeah. I've kind of gotten back into watching it. I think having taken a couple years off and letting the dickness of it wear off, I suppose. I've resolved that he helped me a lot, and I was introduced to him by Mark Tanner. You know, with respect to the metalhead. You know, I was kind of an asshole for a long time, and I was influenced by other people who I don't think were very cool people to really be listening to at the time, and they were very depressed, and I went along with that because I too was depressed. So he's a great guy, and he does great things for the music community as a whole worldwide. So I've been going in and chatting with people and listening to some of the bands. I got introduced to a new band called what were they called? The Eves, and they were fantastic. Would have never heard of them were it not for Metalhead Hippie. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Haha, Greg. I have a meme I should post up about that. It's I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's a picture of a man, like a dad with his arm over his son's shoulder, and he's this older gentleman says, "Son, you'll be a man someday." The kid says, "But Dad, I'm 35 years old." "Yeah, but you let Marshall change your strings." Yeah. Yeah, dude, aren't they? They're amazing. Wow. Greg, thanks for asking about Fred. He is on another regiment of antibiotics, in fact, and I just went and got them on my lunch break, and he got his first dose. He's still, he was fine right after they gave him the antibiotic, which was, when did they give him his antibiotic? I think it was Monday this week. And today on Friday, he's back to sneezing a little bit and got some clear snot running out of his nose. So I had to, they asked me if he starts doing that again to be persistent with the antibiotic. So he's doing another string of those. So he's doing fine though, remarkably more active now. So it's definitely helping. He's definitely had a bacterial infection, and he'll get better. He'll get better. Yeah, God, that band, especially that one vocalist, she's just fantastic. God damn, she's hot. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, so that's going to go there. Okay. Yeah. All right, I got to get my soldering gun out. I forgot to get that out. I don't know if I can... Maybe... Yeah, he's doing great. And thanks for asking, Greg. That's really kind of you. Okay, let's go ahead and strip this. I generally tell people don't cut pickup wires, but in this case, I'm going to. One thing I'm not sure of on this wiring setup is what post to hook up what red wire to. I can't remember if it's the wiper or this part of electronics really baffles me a little bit. Being really careful not to, whew, all right, that worked. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I haven't had time to watch much live stuff either lately. I've been busy doing other stuff. Got a really nice letter from a friend of mine who's working on a secret collab, who let me know that they've been just too busy with work to be able to commit time to doing their part of the collaboration. And there might be somebody in the chat that's aware of what I'm talking about, and if you're not, That's good because we're doing it kind of a secret collab. Meaning I'm not letting any of the guys really know who they're working with, although one guy does kind of know, and that's going to be kind of fun. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know what policies you're talking about because I haven't been involved in his show for so long. It's always, for me, it was always just kind of fun to chat with people and get the BS with Mark on a weekly basis, and the world record setting live streams, and just a lot of fun. I've had a lot of really great experiences on that show. But now, we've got a lot of other guys doing the same thing, and I'm involved as a moderator on one of them. The Ron Ward Homegrown Indie Live Show does some cool stuff. What I'm not into is the pay-to-play bullshit. I think that's a terrible policy, but the channels want people to support them with monetary donations, which they do, but if your music isn't any good, which is a matter of opinion again, but there are some really, artists that I absolutely hit the mute button on when they come on, which I'm sure we all do that to certain people, and I know people do it when my music comes on, so I'm okay with that. But there are certain people that, boy, it's kind of funny. Yeah. Oh no, you're cool. I don't want to focus on the hippie show at all. Preston's doing a really fun live stream. It seems like a lot of you guys here right now have been there for that one when he goes live. I'm just tinning my my soldering iron real quick. This is something that you should do every time you fire it up. Get a little bit of solder on there, and oh, the smoke is awesome. All right, so let's yeah, I think I'm gonna get my solder sucker out. We're gonna do a little bit of work on the electronics on this thing real quick. Let me get you pointed down here. Hopefully you can see all right. It might be a little far away, but cool thing about this guitar is it's been beat to death, so if I scratch it or something, it's not that big of a deal at all. I mean, of course I'll do my best to not do that, but yeah, I love working on these old beat up guitars, and I know the history that this guitar has had, and I know a lot of the guys who have played it over the years, which is really kind of cool. And chances are there was a point in my life where I actually played this thing and just don't remember, at an open mic or something around here. The open mic last night that they had here in La Grande was really fun. I got to watch one of my students get up there and entertain folks, and he was ripping through modes, and he did a solo guitar performance with a drummer, and his timing was fantastic. He's practicing and using the advice that I've given him over the years, and the coolest part of it pretty much is that when he came to me the first time with his mom, he didn't know a single chord, couldn't play a D major, and now I'm watching him on stage playing in front of an audience and just doing a fantastic job. Okay, so got ground going to the bridge. I'm not 100% certain if this is a conductive paint. I'm going to check that real quick. I want to see if the reason there's not a ground run between each of these pots is because this black shit on the bottom here is conductive. Yeah. Let's see. Is it conductive? Nope. So I wonder if a wire... I wonder if there's a piece of wire. Why would that not be? And the top is not a metal plate, so I'm gonna also add a ground wire between all three of these pots. That's going to there. That ground. Oh, they're all okay. So they are all connected to ground here at the toggle switch. So I don't need to do that. That's more of a. Does that make sense? I don't need to run a ground wire between all those pots. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So the pickup goes to the center, and this again is why you never cut a pickup wire, because now I've almost run out of wire here, so I'm gonna have to go attach this from this direction.
There he is.
Oh boy, what's happening?
Well, I'm here to pick up the one and drop you off another.
Okay, excellent. All right.
Yeah. Black fender
Yeah.
that you said must have been built on a Friday.
Oh man. Oh, you're
I
gonna
hope
love
this is
that
not
thing.
Not as bad for you.
Oh, I definitely made that thing. Let me do this real quick, and then I'll go grab that for you.
Debit card, or would you rather I went and got cash next door?
Oh, debit cards are fine. We love either way. Either way. Cash still works in the United States.
Some places it don't.
I
I see something. No cash.
I keep having trouble spending those $100 bills that my wallet's full of, because nobody has change for them anymore.
That's true.
Okay, I've got a client here right now, folks. I'm doing a live stream right now, which I think I did. No, don't, no. So I just wanted you guys, I'm going to take a little pause here. Got to help this gentleman out. He's brought another guitar in for me, and I fixed one of them. So give me a moment. Let's, I'll let you look at this beautiful guts of this guitar. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. And this one didn't have a case. Correct?
No, and
Okay.
I found that one had some cases around. This sort of fit in here, so I put this one in one.
Okay.
Oh, there she is.
Okay, we'll take a look at that one.
And this one, do the same thing. Set it
Same
up how you
deal.
would.
All right. So this one did the whole full setup on this thing, and this right here was the big part of this.
Right, you told me that. Yeah, I see
And you
what
can
you
see. Now, if you feel it, you can still feel.
Right.
The problem was they shot lacquer over these frets, and they were already sticking out the sides, and Fender smoothed it out. They didn't smooth that out by shooting lacquer over it. So when I filed these down, to make that perfectly smooth would be, but now they're not poking.
Right.
Fender's like a cheese grater. I put a different string tree on here for you. It had the little butterfly style one. I prefer these rollers, because when you're using the whammy bar with the Eddie Van Halen stuff, they tend to hold tune better. And the other thing was that other one was missing a shim, and so this is just a better.
Because you have to shim the neck, too.
Yes, we did a shim in the neck, which allowed me to raise these saddles up, so now they're not going to be cutting your hand when you're doing death metal palm muting with it. Okay, and everything else was just tightening up hardware, making sure all that stuff was tight. I did remove, there were little shards of plastic sticking out. Got rid of all of that, so now it looks,
I don't remember.
it has the same thing. And then we obviously did a truss rod adjustment. It polished the fingerboard, polished the frets.
Awesome.
So this thing is better than the day it was brand
Good
spanking.
deal.
And
Well, I know it's got to be better. Cool.
beautiful guitar.
Well,
I didn't do a whole lot of video, I don't think. I don't remember working on that one, but
It's not a fancy case, but it's a case.
yeah, that's good now. Oh boy. Oh, Epiphone Les Paul Standard. Look at that.
Yeah, that's actually
Woo.
pretty guitar. It's
that's-
it's dusty. I see.
This thing's a tank.
It is heavy.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it is heavy.
And that is a real piece of maple on the top of that. Holy smokes. This is a good one. This isn't one of those cheesy Epiphone ones. Yeah. This I
No
put up
idea.
against a regular old Gibson. Except for that. Yeah. Oh yeah, they did a scarf playing. I love seeing that.
It's made in China.
Yeah, oh, well.
It really is.
If you don't mind, I'll pull the stickers
Yeah.
off
No.
there.
Like I say, my wife thought she was gonna pick it up, and she never did. And I thought, I should. No, this poor thing.
Oh,
Been hanging.
that'll all get. That makes for good video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this looks like it's in really great shape. Just clean up and
Put some
there's-
strings and
Yeah.
see what you think.
Yeah.
But like I said, do what you do if it was yours. That's my. That's
I
where I'm
used
at.
9-gauge strings on that one, so I'm gonna give you a set of strings to take with you. So when you change strings on that, hopefully soon, because you play the hell out of it and then wear them out.
Yeah. So there's already a set. You already put strings on this.
Oh
one.
yeah, yeah, that's got
So
a
you
set of
did.
9s, but I'm gonna send an extra set home with
Okay.
you, just so you have them. You know which ones to get.
Right.
I don't recommend ever changing the brand or the gauge of string
Okay.
on that guitar. They're the pink Ernie Ball Slinky Pack. You can't, or Super Slinkies is what they're called. You can't mistake them.
Super slick.
Bright,
Cool.
bright pink. This one I'll use the green Slinkies on because it's a Les Paul, and that's what I choose to use on mine.
Oh, okay.
And so you'll have a little heavier gauge on this one, but they'll feel virtually identical. And that all has to do with the neck scale. So we'll do that.
Cool.
All right. Do you want to leave this case with this one?
I can leave
Okay.
that. I have a
Okay.
padded rig out there.
All right.
Yeah, it's not much of a case, but it's a case.
Yeah, well, it works. It's, if it dropped the guitar, it would help save it from getting a big old ding in it.
Yeah, my brother's got a nice Les Paul case that I should have borrowed.
We might have a case here that would fit a Les Paul. I don't know. I'm assuming you probably aren't moving these guitars around a whole lot.
No.
Stay at home most of the
Stay at
time.
home.
Okay. I do recommend getting a case
Yeah.
always, but that'll never go away. Okay. I'm gonna let's see. Hugh, what's up? The Abel Canes, right? The Abel Canes. My buddy Hugh Caldwell is on here. He's from Scotland.
Oh, wow.
Can't understand a word that dude says, but we're gonna put a band together called the Abel Canes to compete with the band. Not compete, but there's a band called the Eves. So we decided with the Abel Canes. Right? I love that name.
So how do you get together if he's in Scotland?
From doing stuff just like this. He's also a luthier. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep it simple and just basically give myself the orders to do a full Monty setup on this one.
Okay.
Because I did my pickup by myself, but it's weird because it's like
Yeah. Okay. We'll have to decide which one I like better.
Okay. EB10s. Okay. And I didn't. Okay. All right. And let's go up front and we'll get you out the door with that thing. Awesome. Did it have, I don't remember, did it have a bar?
Yes, he put a
Okay.
spring on it. He took off, put a spring
You'll
on
love that.
it. Yeah.
The bar pulls and
Oh,
drops.
okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it was always just kind of dangling there doing nothing.
Yeah. Now use it. It's such a cool option. We don't need to put them there for no reason.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can sell you, some parts, but it's not gonna do you any good.
Yeah.
I've done them.
And it's probably an amplified system. This is Toyota, so it's gonna have an amplifier.
Yeah, it's the double din with the amplifier. Yeah.
Yep. And so you're gonna have to be.
How much would that charge? Like $9,000 just for
That's what I'm thinking. Not nine.
Because you just did my buddy's head unit, Carson Anderson's. And
Yeah, put a stereo mix one thing.
Yeah.
Put the getting the RCA's off of the factory. You have to convert it over, and this hooking it up. The main thing is the airbag issue.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is watching those airbags. I mean, I wouldn't mind wiring, getting me some signal there, but I'm gonna have to get into the car and tear the car and all that.
Yeah.
How much is that?
So it'd be at least an hour and a half labor. So it'd burn 85 an hour, so you're gonna be done. It gets up there a little bit, not horrible, but I'd rate it $120. And that's with the, that's just to put the, get you signal.
Yeah.
Get you some RCAs and put them in your car. And the thing is, you're not, also one thing you don't have either is you don't have any switch power.
No.
To switch the amp on. I mean, you gotta use the right parts.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't mind doing it. If you wanna put it on the calendar, if you wanna do that. Or do you wanna, you know, I mean, I'm against selling you a converter and just hoping that it'll all work out. Because on them rigs, I'm telling you right now, I've seen guys do it. You think, oh, these colors look about the same. Boom! Yeah, and it goes off like a shotgun. I mean, the last guy I seen do it was actually kind of seen actually standing next to it. And he had the doors open and the airbag went off. It wasn't mild at all. It threw him. He was doing the Superman thing through the air. You know? But I would love to do it for you.
Okay.
But we'll just have to get you on the calendar.
Okay. What would it cost to get the whole thing done?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been doing it for people lately up for $320 to $450, and that's putting the box in, wiring it all, with the signal off the factory jack, because I have to deal with a lot of factory stuff.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for,
So, but if he had an aftermarket head unit, double din, would that be cheaper?
well, if you had an aftermarket deck in there, then you're basically looking at running a power, power wires and RCAs from the new deck.
All right,
So what do you got?
back to soldering. Holy smokes, that was cool. What a neat guy that is. All right.
I don't know, it's just a stock one.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Bluetooth?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to just put one over and wire it directly and go so you don't blow your airbag.
All right.
That's basically what
Let's get some solder on this. Again, we're gonna stay on task here. I really would love to get this guitar done today, but I don't have a lot of hours left. So
if it wasn't for what it is, I would say, file forward like, just jump right in there.
that would have been a cold solder joint had I left it like that.
I've never done it. I've never said it.
And
I've worked on parts that supposedly.
am I backwards? Somebody tell me. Am I doing this backwards? I'll know here in a moment.
11 hours? Holy crap.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you have you gotta be careful. I mean, I get super,
Every wire, you're like,
yeah, I'm really super careful. I don't
Oh, I
like
got my soldering gun. It's too hot.
issues with,
Hopefully everybody's having a really great day. My day's been extremely busy. I had a lot of guitars show up today.
that'd be fun.
A lot.
basically what we wanna do.
So I'm really happy about that. Yeah, what I'm gonna try and do is get some of this bulky wire. I'm gonna heat this up. My gun has a thermostat on it, so I've got it cranked up as hot as it'll go now. Woohoo! Dropping tools.
I don't know if the
On
boxes will fit behind the seat is the only thing.
Well, what cab is it now?
It's just a 4-door.
It's 4-door?
Yeah.
This is where it would be nice to have a 6,000 watt soldering gun.
They're tapered boxes, they're truck boxes, and they might fit.
Yeah.
But I think on that, some of those, if I remember rightly, there's a little bit of an issue there.
Whoop.
And there's the compartments behind the seat too. That I watched a
There we go.
YouTube video earlier and they were just sliding the boxes into those compartments. But I don't know.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna save myself some trouble.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and snip these off
We could, work around it.
tight.
That's the part that's gonna be, time consuming.
Yeah.
And I don't mind wiring it, getting it going. I'd love to. But we need to put it on the calendar.
My hands are right in the middle of the movie. I know that, but
What you wanna do,
all right. So
you want just, you get the signal?
I think what I'm gonna try and do here,
I
let's
picked up the subs by myself and stuff. It's
go
just
ahead and
something
wind
to
these
make
together. I should have done this before I soldered up those other ends, but
Which
I got ahead of myself.
I understand that. I understand that. Well, what we put on the calendar,
Let's see what kind of space we got here.
and then we'll just have to have partial payment.
Did I wire it right?
Look. See what you got, buddy.
Yeah, don't get loaded. Start working on guitars, Preston.
Rockford
That's a bad idea.
single box.
You put the D string on the A string, or you string it upside down, and that'd be terrible.
$50 on that one. You can put 50 down. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get you on the calendar. I'll take the $50.
Okay.
What we'll do is we'll just plan for me to wire up get you some signals so you have somewhere to plug your RC.
All right.
And also
See if I can.
give some place to get some power to turn it on. Alright, so let's go over here.
I know my tools are probably right in the way of being able to see what I'm doing here, but there we go.
Just a little fella.
Yeah, it's almost $200.
No, it's not bad.
But that's
P1s.
yeah, then I have also where's that? I think I sold it. I have a dual
Oh, yeah.
box right there. It's all nice.
And then there's just the subs, P2s.
Yeah, just and you could do something there if you want to just do a loaded font. Them are R series. They're good speakers. What do you think about putting that at?
97 Chevy Silverado. Cause
Very
there's
7 Chevy.
yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna try to slide it under the front of the seat.
Nope.
You're gonna
Okay.
put it. Try
I have a cell box like this.
Let's see if she works. What do you think? Do you think it'll work?
Top of the seat.
Oh, you just do it that way.
Yep. Because I don't have use for a back seat right now.
Well, you could do a box, like you just get a speaker for it. What is it, 10 or 12
I'm
box?
plugging in some pedals. We'll
I have
see.
two of your
Ouch.
Kenwoods that you guys used to
Yeah,
sell.
they're a good speaker. We have like the
Yeah, like these.
But in the 12.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good item. I like those speakers. Not horribly expensive and awesome.
I'm hoping that I got this wired up correctly. Let's turn on my amp. And that's gonna. So. And the delay is awesome. Oh, I did it right. Yeah. All right, so quick little fix on that, and there actually was a lock washer on the back side of that, so the knob or the pot just ended up getting loose. So having discovered that, why wouldn't I just go back and tighten all of them up? I mean, why would I not do that? That would kind of be a dumb move, I think, given the fact that I'm right here and I can do it. And so these knobs are recessed in here, you can see that. So they're not real easy to get at, and I'm being really careful about prying on these, but now, yeah, they come right off of there. So now what I'll do is I'll grab my handy dandy croissant wrench. Alright, croissant. Yep, that was loose. It was loose. Had I left that on, if I had not checked this, that knob would have come loose almost immediately. And these do have lock washers on it, so it's a good chance that I worked on this guitar after it was built at some point in its life, some other time. I don't know. They don't solve every problem, and they don't necessarily work all the time, but now I'm not going to worry about my name being on this guitar and the knobs falling off of it, or the pot's coming loose. And we'll orient these so that they're all pointed the same direction, so that when you're playing the guitar you can see the knobs say no volume or maximum volume, which this guitar will probably be on maximum volume 24/7, because I know the guy that owns this guitar loves some metal. And another thing that I'm aware of is that this guitar potentially will become a backup guitar for the band that he plays in. So I can accept nothing but absolute perfection on it. Ah, shoot. Here, I forgot to do something else. I'm getting ahead of myself putting these knobs back on this guitar so soon. All right. Being really careful. Boy, these knobs get on here tight. There we go. I got a little ahead of myself, you guys. Alright. I want to clean these. That's just bugging me. This has been sweat on, probably beer spilled in it. Let's clean it. Clean this guck out of here. I did polish the frets prior to the stream starting with my new favorite polish, semi-chrome is what it's called. Man, this stuff is awesome. Hey Mike, how goes the battle?
I think I'm doing all right.
Is your face still numb?
No, I didn't. He didn't. He just did something where the pain disappeared, but he didn't numb me up or anything. It was a little painful doing it, but it was 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna be.
Now you gotta go in.
Then I have to do a crown. I'm sure it'll be expensive as hell.
Well, that's when it helps to be really super poor. Our fearless leader had some dental work done today, and he's been a lucky guy. He's very healthy. Alright, so we're doing some cleanup work on this thing now. Now I got the knobs off of there. That'll look a whole lot nicer. Okay. Right on. Alright. Black guitars, these best fingerprint showers in the world. Okay, so we got that all done. I'm going to go ahead and give each of these just a little teeny touch with my screwdriver, so that when I put these knobs back on there, and again, I'm being really careful. You break one of these and that sucks. There we go. Now these knobs are going to be hell to pull off of here, which is great. I cleaned them up good enough. Here we go. Totally at 0. And here we go. Totally at 0. I figured out today how to use the loopback function in Focusrite audio sound cards, or I'm sorry, AD converters, so that you can actually perform and record karaoke performances all at once. So you can record and monitor your voice while you're singing into a microphone, and also record the backing track simultaneously with no feedback. Mark's going to be shaking his head like, nope, it's impossible. That's impossible. Because we've battled this whole rigmarole with the streaming stuff, ultimately trying to do the exact same thing, and have just beat our heads against the wall. That loopback function in those audio interfaces actually do make it possible to do that. and pretty cool. I was really happy. Oh, before I put this on here, I gotta. Oh, it does work. Okay. I'm making sure I don't put stuff back together again before I'm done working on it. Let's put some screws. I'm just gonna cover this up right now because I pretty much done underneath the hood here. Actually, no, before I'm done, here we go. Here I am, getting ahead of myself. What a dork. Let us
Hit it.
Another thing you can do, you don't need to do this every time you work on your guitar, but given the fact that I know this guitar has possibly never been worked on before, we're going to go ahead and give each one of these a little shot of contact cleaner and lube. Right? I did that. Now we'll give these knobs, each of them, a real good cleaning and lube. And oh man, that feels better already. That's amazing. I'm glad I did that. Wow. Yeah, these were pretty well gummed up. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, the loop back function on the Scarlett audio interfaces, for doing live streams, if you're doing a live stream like some of our friends do, and you want to play music from YouTube, and want to be able to like play along with a backing track, let's say. Holy smokes, you guys. It all has to do with the Focusrite mix control that they offer for their software to be able to mix the proper channels to the right places so that you're not creating a feedback loop with your microphone. And we tried it. A buddy of mine who will be online with me tonight tried it the other day and couldn't really figure it out. We just couldn't figure it out. Well, I ordered the same audio interface that he owns for a client of mine here at the shop that we're going to be using for this reason. And I hooked it up to my good old fancy laptop that I'm talking to you guys on right now and figured it out. I could not live with the fact that that was an impossibility. I was like, no, got to be a way to do it. And sure enough, the Focusrite mix control was the key to it all. I didn't have to download Voice Meter, fucking banana. Ugh, I hate that software. I mean, if you use it and it works for you, more power to you, but not a fan. I've tried to use it before and it just did not like it. And the Focusrite mix control made the problem go away. It was pretty cool. And I think what it'll do ultimately is cut down on some of the processing power, given the fact that you can use the loopback function. If you're using OBS and having audio go into OBS and then out to YouTube, if you have that audio going into Reaper, you've got a volume control for that channel in Reaper. So number one, you can mix the level of stuff inside of Reaper in on a mixing board, and also you cut down the processing power that OBS is just notoriously. It uses a lot of processing power, so I think that's going to be a great move. We'll see how well it works. Brad, hey buddy. Stream Pro, it's a good loop. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I just downloaded and installed a bunch of IK multimedia stuff on my computer. I love their software. I had some trouble with it, the Philharmonic in particular. They've got a bug in the installation process, and I made them aware of it, and hopefully they've solved it. But I wasn't the only one that had the problem. There were a lot of people that had the problem. It was really weird workaround. But yeah, they make some fabulous stuff. Yeah, loopback functions on, and I have Generation 2 audio interfaces, so I don't have that option in my audio interfaces. Mine are old, ultimately. So that's why I don't have it, but the fact that I discovered this, man, that, talk about a game changer. I think this is going to be a major help to the person who I'm hopefully helping with this process. Okay, here's something else that I want to do on this guitar. I'm trying to keep Cheryl out of the video, but she might get a few seconds of. All right, I'm gonna do this. Okay, that is not a decal on there. And I'm gonna use a little bit of polish on this to get this off of here, I think. Those stickers, just take them off your guitar. Not because you're ashamed that you bought the guitar in China, they just look dumb. Right? One of the greatest luthiers in the history of humanity, literally standing right there. Whew. Okay. He's keeping an eye on me, making sure I'm doing my job right. He can smell it when you're taking a Made in China sticker off of a guitar. Okay, so we've got kind of some cleanup work done on this thing, and the next thing I'm going to do is flatten out the neck. I'm going to start with a level fingerboard. I'm going to check the. Okay, so we've got a little bit of relief. This thing has a really nice, from end to end, it's got a really nice bit of relief in there. I think this is a 4 mil, it might be a 5 mil. Yeah, so we're gonna tighten the truss rod just a hair. I like to start with the level playing field. When I basically am starting on a guitar that was in such terrible shape. So we've got some backbone now, just that little bit of movement. So I'm going to give it another, I'm going to loosen this up to create some more. Wow, that truss rod works. Holy smokes. So we got a lot of neck relief in this. Okay. I like to start with a level fingerboard when I'm going to re-string up a guitar. I want it to be as level as possible when I start. Getting there. Boy, and the tiniest turn on this truss rod does a wow. Okay.
Oh, I just ordered sandwiches. Are you there? We do that all the time.
We're getting there.
It's not like they won't get eaten. Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, well I'll come home here as soon as the sandwiches are done. I thought I was going to get one.
It's interesting the way this neck is out in the 12th fret area.
Yeah.
It's got a big old dip and then it flattens out from about the 6th fret to the 1st fret. So the bow in this neck is really happening way up in this neck of the woods. That's interesting, no pun intended. Kind of an interesting, so now I've gone way too far, but yet I still have, so this is a ski slope fret fingerboard. We got a ski slope on our hands, Stu.
What's that?
Ski slope.
Oh, I hate that.
Fortunately, it's got a pretty good dip right here, so
Mhm.
when I get it flat from here to here,
Might be all right.
but we might end up with some unfortunate high fret action right here where we don't want it. But
Has it already been? Have the frets themselves been leveled factory, or they just the board is?
it's factory. I haven't leveled them.
Oh, I see. You got a drop there, don't you?
Yeah.
Can you just move your thing over slightly so we can actually get it up on the frets? I just want to see the frets.
You want to see the
Yeah.
like a straight edge
See if it's. Yep. It's. You're gonna have.
backbone.
Yeah.
Now,
There's a high fret there somewhere. It might just be right in the. Where's it at? In here somewhere?
this is 6th of the 5th.
Boy, it does have a drop there because it does that. It just and then it has that hump right there.
Yeah. I think.
Oh, it looks like it got smacked on the side. Look at here.
Does it have a ding on it? Oh yeah. There's a crack.
Something happened there. So it could be the frets just it was too long, and I've had issues with those before. Something's going on there. Something in this area right in here. It's kind of funny, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and I think given that we're basically the thing didn't have strings on it, and the strings that were on it were like, what I think I should do at this point, just because basically try and do a setup on it with what I've got and see what happens, and then okay, and decide at that point. I mean,
Yeah, it definitely has a hump there, doesn't
because
it?
if we got a ski slope, I mean, there ain't
Well, without taking a whole bunch of fret off, it's going to
Right.
be, yeah.
right. That seems to be the best efficient move. Seems like.
Yeah.
I mean, given the fact they can put a set of strings on a guitar in just a couple of
I
minutes.
think what somebody's done is they've taken a hammer to this because this was up too high and it was buzzing right there.
Tapped it.
So they tapped it and it popped the binding.
Yeah, it does seem. I think. Where is that? This one.
They were probably trying to figure out which one was too high, and they were doing some banging.
Yeah. That is one thing. You guys be careful of if you're tapping on your frets and you got binding on your guitar neck. Sometimes if you hit that too hard, that binding will crack, and you get this ugly crack in your binding. Not that that matters much, but just if it's a Les Paul Standard from 1974, that would suck. Okay. Here we go. Now, if it's a Les Paul Standard from 1959, you deserve it. All I'm doing here is getting the wood debris that when I cleaned the fingerboard, got all the old DNA off of it. I'm just knocking the debris that got stuck on the sides of the frets off of here. Alright, the little things. I could have left that there and just put linseed oil on it, but that's just an ice pick. And I've gone through and tightened up all of the hardware up here, checked the screws, all that stuff. One thing I know this guitar does need, if you didn't happen to notice, is the strap buttons are missing. Alright, look at this strap button, isn't that cool? I used a screw, and they got huge holes in here, but what I've decided to use are these Schaller strap locks on this particular instrument. I love these Schaller strap locks. They're awesome. Now, these have huge holes in the let's see, huge holes, but Schaller also sends these extra long screws, and so first thing I'm going to check is how deep these holes are, and if this screw will grab a bite. It does. I'm going to go ahead and use a longer screw on this one. I use this nice long set screw. I'm not going to go ahead and fill those holes at this point. Not really much need in doing that. Now, of course I could, but extra long set screws on these, so you can see how much length I have on this screw to drive, and at that point it's nice and taut. So, all right. Hey, Brad, if you're still here, did you happen to get any idea on the bridge repair that you were asking about? And I sure hope you guys can get that thing fixed. Or did you go ahead and glue it up? I know it's only been a day or two since that subject came up, but let me get you pointed down here where I'm working. Sometimes these are kind of hard to get at. This is a set neck, so I can't pull the neck off of here. So I'm just driving it in. Kind of a tough angle here. That is getting really, really tight right now, which I love. I need to call this guy and see if he has a strap picked out for this guitar, or if he wants me to pick one out for him. I wonder how much he trusts me. Again, I want to reiterate that the gentleman who owns this guitar is the bass player for the famous band NOGERO from right here in Northeast Oregon. Guys are super cool dudes. I've worked on all of their guitars and basses. Been at almost every gig that they've done. And there we go. Okay. Whew, that's that. It's on there. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the strap button. That way I won't lose it. All right. That's thinking ahead. Not yet. Okay. 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 Yeah, I get it. Yeah, man, that's a smart kid. I call him a kid. I don't know, how old he is, but dude, what I would not give to have my first guitar back. Oh man. And my dad even has the guitar that I think he still has it. The next time I go to visit, I'm going to look for it again, and that means I'm going to have to tear his basement apart. But I know that he still owned the first guitar that I ever played a chord on, literally, and my hope is that he still has it. Okay, what I'm going to do here is kind of tip the guitar up on edge. Watching a guy turn screws, isn't that fun? Now this is something that I generally will not use a power tool on at all. I like to do these by hand. Never use a power tool on an electric guitar. Also, never say never or always. All right. Whew, yeah, she's in there. I like it. Feeling good about that. And then again, while I'm at it, I'll put the strap lock on there just so I don't lose that part. These are awesome strap locks because even if the even if the lock itself breaks, you've got this horseshoe shape, so it does stay put on the instrument, these shallers. I used these for a long time, and then I switched over to Dunlops and been using those ever since. The other thing about these is that they all, if you do lose the strap, you can actually, the strap buttons actually work. You can put a strap on that and it'll stay put. Dual purpose, man. These are great products. Okay, now that we've got strap locks on there, we've got the electronic issue taken care of, time to oil the fingerboard. Let's look at this. Take a look at what we got going here. This thing's gonna get beautiful in a big hurry. Yes. 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 Okay. Okay. You guys, I have to run outside real quick. I'm gonna let you again. I'm sorry that I have to leave, but I am at work. I've got to go help a client outside. Give me just a couple of minutes. This might take 5 minutes. Yeah, Ian and I use Dunlops too. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna let you sit here and gaze upon this beautiful Ibanez guitar. Very cheap guitar, but wait till I get done with it. It'll be worth $1 million. Oh yeah. Oh. This Les Paul is sweet. Huh? Nope. All right. That was a lot easier than I expected. All right, let's linseed oil this bad boy, this neck, bring it back to life. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday or Saturday. Yeah, it's about the same guitar, Preston. I don't know what model this is. I haven't done any research yet, but it might very well be the exact same guitar. This was sold at this shop, I don't know how long ago. I may have sold it to this young man. His name is Sean. He's a remarkable person, very good friend of mine. It's just a super kind dude, and he is one fucking killer bass player, and he knows how to put on a show. He don't just stand there. He is no joke. This guy's killer. We have a very small community, and it is loaded with really remarkable players. I just work for them all. I don't play with them all, or any of them. Many of them. Kind of sad, but it is sad but true. There it is. Look at that. Look at that come to life. Isn't that beautiful? I love this. I did check for you know, cheese grater frets. This thing, I'm gonna wipe a little. I'm gonna let that sit for a moment. I don't believe this thing has been oiled for a very long time, so I'm gonna let that soak for a moment. Oh, Sean, welcome. Okay. Oh, everybody say hi to Sean. He's the proud owner of this instrument. I thought that you bought this guitar here. It was probably sold here. I don't know. I thought that you told me that you bought it here, but maybe you did buy it here. It was used. I don't know. We were an Ibanez dealer until they made a deal with the guitar Walmart. Okay. Oh, yeah. Preston and I are making linseed love right now to some instruments. Yeah, Sean, this thing's coming together really nice. I've already gotten the electronics fixed. That's all working fine. So now I'm doing the fingerboard. I've scraped it down, polished the frets, tightened up all the hardware on it, everything. And there's one other thing that I might do to this tonight. I don't think it's totally necessary, but I might feel better if I did it. And that is maybe put a little bit of foam rubber or some foam underneath your bridge position pickup. It's wobbling, and that's normal on any guitar pretty much with a humbucker in it, but I'm gonna take a look at it here in a moment, and we'll see if my gut tells me yeah, do it. I'm gonna get a Q-tip. Where's my Q-tips? Don't leave Q-tips in the box that you get them in. They will end up all over the floor. Okay? The boxes don't work. Trying to get some of this guck. Look at this. Look at this mess in here. Sean, this is going to be interesting for you to see this. I'll get you down here in this stuff, that beer and spit and who knows what other stuff that's built up in here. Sean's been spitting on this guitar. Spilling beer all over it. Okay, I'm going to hit it with a little bit of polish and see if I can get this cleaned up nice. I know you don't necessarily want this guitar to look like a brand spanking new guitar, but we'll clean up what we can on it and make it look nice for when you sit down and play it again. These little things are the things I love to do for folks. And a lot of this goes really totally unnoticed, which I'm fine with. But it's just stuff like this that I feel good about. It doesn't take any time at all to do it, or not much. Look at that. Doesn't that look nice? Isn't that better? It's better. All right. Gotten it off of both corners of this pickup, and gotten there's some guck here around this bridge position pickup. Now this is what I was talking about, this wobbling. That's very normal on almost any, and it does sit very stable. So I think I'm going to leave well enough alone rather than pulling this up out of here and potentially causing damage. I'm just going to go ahead and we'll let that be. It's not going to cause any problems, but I am gonna try and get this guck off of here. I don't know what that is. Seems like this thing's probably drank a lot of beer. What do you think, Sean? I'm so glad you were able to join us here today, man. That's so cool. Just little bits of guck on here that we'll be able to polish out of here. There we go. Doesn't that look nice? Look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna hit this one also. Got a little bit of guck here. This guitar's gotten drunk a few times, I'm pretty sure of it. So, the greatest luthier in the world is sitting about 10 feet watching me, making sure I don't fuck up. I ain't kidding. All right. All right. There's also some. I'm just kind of doing a little bit of fine-tooth comb cleaning up on this thing. Around these. You have to, in order to get this out of here, you have to pull these screws all the way up out, and I don't really want to do that too terribly bad. It's a lot of extra work. So what I'm gonna do is take my good old-fashioned, let me get you pointed at this so you can see what I'm talking about here. Hopefully you can see that around this, the base of this, there's a lot of, like, I don't know what it is. It's just some shit, probably beer. The last gig that I was at, that Sean was playing at, I had the distinct honor of serving him a beer at the gig. That was fun. You should have seen the smile on his face. He's such a cool dude, and I think he works at UPS, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. So he is the grocery bag carrier, the Walmart bagger, the guy that packs your groceries and your refrigerator and everything that we all order to your home. Those guys deserve a lot of kudos, man. They work hard, and a lot harder now than they did years ago. I hope they're getting rewarded for the extra work that they're having to do now in the day of age of people sitting at home playing video games, pushing the buy button at Amazon.com. Yeah, we gotta trying to get, you know, just do a... I'm not pulling all these parts off this guitar. It's unnecessary, and I think it would create potentially more problem, and it'd take me longer to get the thing set up if I pulled all these parts out of it. If this was like a brand new Paul Reed Smith and looked like this, I might consider doing that. But this thing needs to have some of its relicking, we'll call it, left in it. I think it's got some personality. Oh, and Sean, I don't know if you saw that, but I got your shallower strap locks on here. Oh, Sean, that reminds me. Let's see. I bought it from, yeah? Okay. Beer spits. Nice. Do you have a strap for this guitar yet? And if you don't, because we need to put the strap locks on the strap, and if you don't, I wonder if you might trust me to pick one out for you. That would be kind of fun, I think, probably for both of us, but I don't recall seeing one in the case. I know you probably have extra straps, but if you want to put a new one on this, just let me know, and I'll find a good one for you. Or we can just take the camera over there and let you pick one out. Hey, Charlie Gabaldon, how's my Larrivee holding up? Yeah, okay. All right, so let's see. We're ready. We are ready for strings. I'm gonna leave again the patina. I'm not cleaning this thing up like you know, polishing all the wear and tear off of it. That stuff needs to remain, you know, for the personality of the guitar. I won't leave anything on it that's intrusive to playing, though. And on the back of the neck, there's little white, what appears to be, let me shine you up here. These little white spots appear to be paint, and I'm able to knock them loose with my fingernail and get that stuff because I can feel them. So somebody, typical guitar or amplifier, needs the ubiquitous white paint spots. The top of every old vintage amplifier has white paint spots all over it, because when they paint the house, they use it for a step stool. It's just an unwritten rule of the world. So let's see, now we've gotten all that white stuff off there. It's just little stuff like this that I like to take care of. Were you painting the house with this thing there, Sean? All right, before I throw strings on it, I'm going to give the neck one last good wipe down. Got the frets all nice and polished with my new favorite polish. What is it? Semi-chrome, made in Germany. Just a killer polish. If you got metal or a car that you want to make shine, holy smokes, don't look any further. That stuff makes McGuire's look like a dog turd. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to use some 10 gauge regular slinkies. There we are. Oh, sorry, Cheryl Crow. I'm sorry, Cheryl. You can sue me if you like, but you can sue a rock for money also. Okay, here we go. Okay. Let's get some strings on this bad boy and see what she does. See if I can set a land speed record for string change. And I love these bridges. These things are absolutely killer. They definitely one-upped Gibson on the Tune-o-matic style bridge. This, the fact that you can do this, what a great idea. Okay. Is that an E? Let's see. Oh, I'm sharp. That's how far away I was. I love these bridges. These things, that is super cool. It's so fast. If you broke a string at a gig and needed to put a string on your guitar, man, that just cut a couple seconds off of your time stringing up a How am I doing with my string change time? Am I okay? Huh. Well, I'm not sure what to tell you, Hugh. 1, 2. I've been playing Ernie balls forever. Well, not forever, but almost forever. Am I doing okay with my time on putting strings on a guitar? Alright, so trying to do this quickly. You guys have seen 1,000 people do string change videos. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm also I had a good friend of mine show me a method by which they stretch strings. Okay, and I'm going to try their method, which after watching it, I don't think it stretches the strings nearly as good as my method, but just due to the amount of stretch they can actually put on a string and doing it that way, but we'll see. We shall see. I'm willing to learn something. And I also love teaching stuff, so I might as well be open to the fact that if I'm teaching stuff, somebody else could teach me something, right? Okay. We're gonna... There, it's perfectly in tune. Let's play some music. Huh? Okay, so this is how I learned how someone else stretches strings. They pinch them. Think up and down the fingerboard. Okay, so there's the E and the G string. I'm going to go ahead and do it behind the saddle also, if that doesn't matter much. Now the A and the B string, and again I'm pinching them as close as I can get them. So I'm stretching them. Okay. Get right up to the nut, and then the D and the E string, pinching them together. Oh, I forgot to do those two behind the saddle. Here we go. And then the D and the E string. All right. Am I doing this right, brother? Is that your method? Okay. Seems to work pretty good. It's definitely stretching them. This is my second pass. And my third pass. I've never done it like this before. It just doesn't feel like I'm getting as much pull on the strings as I would using my method. But it's still stretching them. Am I doing that right? Several times. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go over it again. This is the third trip, and again I'm pulling them behind the saddle also. It seems to make sense. We'll get the stretch of every square inch of these strings. That's the whole point. You don't want to just pull them in one spot, right? Because you won't get the stretch, the full Monty stretch. You can't get all the strings pulled very far. Yeah. Okay. So that was 3 of them. I'm going to do it one more time just to, you know, for posterity's sake. Hopefully 4 times is enough, maybe. 4 or 5 times. What do you think, Preston? You tell me. I can tell that low E string is definitely getting stretched really well. Okay, so it's kind of doing 2 strings at once here is the idea, it looks like. So the potential is to cut your time of string stretching down almost in half. I guess exactly in half, if that's the case. Okay, what do you say? Yep, do that several times, then play. Okay, so I'm gonna okay, so I've done it 4 times, passing over all 6 strings, and so now I'm gonna couple that just for the sake of seeing. My battery in my snark is almost dead. I want to see if I can get any more stretch out of it using my method, right? So the low E string is perfectly in tune. So I drop that down a full step. Now a half step. Almost a half step. So I think, you know, just, I mean, I appreciate the method, and if that works for you, that's great. But I'm able to get a whole extra half step of stretch out of this by doing this. Of course, it didn't matter how much you stretch them. If you do this to your strings and your fingers look like this, you're gonna stretch them. That D is in perfect tune. I'm giving it another good stretch. Now it's at C sharp, so I got a half step extra. Probably could have done that method. Preston was the gentleman who showed me that, and I really think that's a good idea. But again, I'm getting another half step of stretch out of these strings by doing it the way I do it. I'm not saying this is better or faster. I just been doing it like this for so long, it's hard to break the habit. Okay. That dropped that about a quarter step or less. So I'm definitely getting some more stretch out of these. And another thing that I sometimes do is while I'm stretching the strings, I'll be turning the machine head up here to compensate for the stretch that I'm getting out of them. So like I'm pulling on this treble E string and I'll just nudge the machine head a little bit, which doesn't necessarily tell you how much you've stretched the string, but it keeps you from having to sit there and retune your string. Okay, so she's in pretty good tune. What do you think? Hey Quentin, what's up? Yeah, that's the ticket, bro. Yeah, B Metal, what's up, brother? Boy, there's some really cool dudes here today. You know, yeah. And I usually will play a guitar for several minutes and then check at the tuning and play it like you're really playing something. Okay, so we've gotten the string stretching all done pretty much. Now we're going to check the neck relief. This is not normally my order of operations, but in this case this will work. I usually don't stretch the strings. I usually set the neck relief and do all that. Tune it up and then set the neck relief. So let's see where our neck relief's at after leveling the fingerboard. We'll check where we're at here. So the main bit of relief is out in this area in here, and we got way too much neck relief, so we need to tighten the truss rod. So get my tightener up just a bit. Oop, almost threw my favorite 4mm wrench on the floor. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit more. I've still got room. This neck responds really nicely. You just nudge that truss rod and it moves. I love that. Okay, now we're going for low string action overall, so I'm going to go for very minimal amount of neck relief. So we've got our neck relief set. Let's check our string action. And, you know, we can only raise and lower the outer two strings. So, the bass E string. Boy, I'm out of a job. That's 4.5 64ths. I like that. And the treble E string is at 3.5 64ths. And I like that. So, our string action's right. Our neck relief is right. Our strings are fairly well stretched. I give them another tug here. I can't lower this any further. I would like to get more fall away, meaning drop behind the fingerboard here, or I would love to get those lower. I'm going to try and give these screws a turn down just to see if I can get any more fall away behind these saddles. Let's see. Nope. Nope, they're bottomed out. Come on. They are totally bottomed out. Okay, so that's all I can do on that. Still got a little bit of guck here in the, that's good patina. Sean will love that when he hands it to his girlfriend. Let her play. It's like a dirty guitar. Nothing sexier than that, right? Okay, let's set the pickup height and then we'll check the intonation. So I drop these pickups way too. They're twice as far down as they need to be. So we're gonna raise these up. I'm gonna give them a good preemptive strike here. Try and get them up close to where I think they should be. Sometimes pickups, as you turn these screws, will kind of tilt on you a little bit, and that's okay. They're humbuckers. It's not that big of a deal. Here we go. Oh, just a nudge too far. Too close. You don't want to have your pickups too close. You'll kill the sustain of your instrument. These pickup magnets will grab those strings and stop them from spinning. This is an interesting thing that I'm seeing here on this bridge pickup. That's really an interesting. That's interesting. I'm gonna leave that alone for the. But it's like this side is higher than this side. Yeah, it's almost like these two sides were one's up higher than the other. It's kind of strange. So, I think in this case, I've measured from the flat surface. I'm going to measure from the screw surface, and now I'm too close. I've changed my mind in the midst of doing this, which it's my prerogative. Perfect. And way too close. Yeah, it's like this half of the pickup is way higher than this half. It's kind of strange. Not something I've run into very often. There we go. And this one, we're a little too close. Hope you all can see what I'm doing down here. My camera guy's still drinking heavy. We're about ready to close up shop for the day, but I think what I'm gonna do, given it's Friday, right, and I gotta get home so I can pet my cat, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this guitar before I go home today. What do you think? Is that dedication? Am I overworking? Am I working more than I should? What do you think? I know Sean would love to have this guitar back. He said, "Oh, it's no hurry, man. It's no hurry." I know. All right. Let's see. Quentin, question. When you change strings and poke your finger, do you curse like a sailor? Fuck yeah, dude. Hey, what's happening, Zach? Welcome. Needles in my spine. Oh. Yeah, because string pokes suck. Yeah, I got a long walk ahead of me tonight. All right, let's check the intonation on this. We'll bust out the good old-fashioned Peterson, the bad boy of intonation. Is smiling. Oh wait, no. As the Super Dave would say, intonation for the nation, right? I love that saying. Intonation for the nation. That's fun. All right. Let us see. I'm going to do this in the playing position. I'm going to go ahead and sit down and do this. I want to bring this over where we can all see it. I know the pickups work. I use the neck position pickup for doing this. It seems to, tuners seem to respond better to that warm. Hopefully you can, oh, let me get you pointed over here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay. So we're very sharp. So I can hear that sharpness in that. And God bless America, they have Phillips head screws to adjust the intonation. That is awesome. I absolutely love Ibanez for stuff like this. So we're going to move the saddle. We're going to lengthen the length of the string. And I know there's probably people out there, pull the string tension off. Really? Okay. Okay. Boom. That's about as close as you can get. I'm going to try and nudge it, just one more little nudge here. See how much, yeah, and it's about bottomed out. So it's still subtly sharp, but I can't move the saddle any further. I can't move the saddle back any further, so we're going to have to live with that. I'd rather it be flat than sharp, but... So they're definitely... The A string, pretty darn close. A string's is subtly sharp. I'm going to go ahead and move it. And it may be, I mean, obviously you need to intonate your guitar every once in a while. I may be using a different gauge of string. Then it's, boom, that's dead on. I said boom, didn't I? So overall, everything's a little bit sharp, just subtly. This would probably be good enough to play a rock show and no one would know the difference. But especially with a bunch of high gain distortion. Boom. G string's dead on. B string is dead on. Yep. E string. Boy, this thing feels really nice. Okay, so one last little inspection here that I'm going to do on this guitar. We know the intonation, the string action, all that stuff. The electronics are working. This was the old strap button, by the way. Not anymore. I'll save this for when I need to screw something. Okay. Okay. I'm going to check our first fret action on this guitar and see where we're at. We may need to do a little bit of nut work here. boy. Boy, we're close. We're close. We're a little bit high on this. That is so close. I'm going to allow the owner of this beautiful instrument to tell me if he feels like it's uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form. And I need to play this instrument to make sure it's okay for me. You know, we're gonna get you up here where I can get you in the action. I'm gonna plug this thing in, play through my kick-ass amplifier. Hello, Falcro. Heavier gauge strings, can't go as far back. Yeah, dude, that's a bummer on these things. Yep. Sean. Okay. Let's get some sounds out of this thing. Let's get some sounds out of this bad boy. Okay. Sean, do you want me to pick out a strap for you? Curious. Too much stuff sitting around. Alright, so I'll get you a little more. And you guys, I got this hat from a very good friend of mine, Miss Cindy Booth, who owns Northwest Girl Art, and she knit this hat for me and a matching scarf, and it hasn't been cold enough to have to wear a scarf lately, so thank you, Cindy, for the wonderful hat. And she made one for myself and Robin, my neighbor, and gave it to us for Christmas, so very cool of her. what? The guitar is really holding tune pretty darn well, and I just beat the tar out of this thing. So really, you know, I'll put this up against any Gibson Les Paul, any Fender Strat that you paid $5,000 for. Fucking moron spending thousands and thousands of dollars on expensive guitars. This thing is fantastic. And I could sit here and play a country tune, and after doing all that bending and all that stuff, and the guitar is just still really holding great tune. So a testament to stretch, and I just put strings on it, obviously. So, you know, a testament to stretching your strings and then playing the hell out of the thing to make sure it holds tune. Really great little axe. I think this is the same guitar that Preston Smith uses on his live stream. You know, and I'm certainly not the greatest guitar player in the world, but I can certainly push one to its limits as best I can. And this thing feels and plays just fantastic. And I just oiled the neck so that it'll take some time for that linseed oil to finally cure. It takes about 48 hours. This one does have a volute here in the neck, which is great. It strengthens this neck joint here. Tightened up all of the screws on the machine heads on this guitar today. Tightened up all the nuts on the machine heads also today. Tightened up all of this. Check the output jack. This thing is nice and solid. Cleaned the output jack with a horn cleaner, in fact. This thing's got a really healthy, or a good bill of health, I will say. What a beautiful guitar. Gary Hubbs, what's up, brother? You guys, it's fucking eating pizza. I just don't eat pizza. I can't. Cannot do it. Too many carbs. Too many carbs. It's very not good for me. Really? I don't know. YouTube is far too protective. Okay. This one, I want to take a look back. Oh boy. I'm looking back at the chat, you guys. I want to really say a big thank you to everybody for hanging with me today. This was really a fun little project to work on, and you know, I like. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm seeing some of Sean's statements. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Shauna, I'll pick one out for you, and I'll let you see it when you arrive here at the shop. If you're still here, I'll find you a really nice strap that I think would fit the personality of the guitar and fit you well, and we'll get you something really nice and comfy. I've got some really nice, some good straps here. Yeah, I bet, Gary. Well, you all know me. I can't be eating tons of carbs. All right, you guys. What time is it? Yeah. So I managed to get this thing done. And I want to say thanks, Sean, for tuning in tonight. I hope you had a great day at work. If you want to come get the guitar tonight, I live about 60 seconds from where I'm standing right now. You can come down and get it. Oh, you're gonna go to dinner. Okay. The guitar will be here tomorrow. If you want to come get it, it'll be ready to go. So thank you for bringing it in. Thanks for trusting my work. I hope your basses are all in good health right now. They sounded great at the last show. Oh God, my Ibanez George Benson. So, just a real quick heads up to the folks that like to come visit on my my Welcome to the Bench show, and I really appreciate you guys, all of you that come during the week when I do them. I got 2 guitars in today. I got 3 guitars in today, but there's 2 that I want you all to see. I'm gonna grab them real quick. So this is the, oh my God, this is the first one. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Wow. Isn't that a beautiful guitar? I mean, look at the dust on this thing. This thing is like, look at that. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. Look at that thing. What an absolutely beautiful piece of machinery we got here. Wow. Now this thing is a freaking tank. This guitar weighs, I am guessing, easily 11 pounds. This is an easy 11 pounder, and I would love to have a scale here that I could weigh this thing on, but it does have a solid maple top, flame maple top. It's not a laminated top. I can see the top here. So this is a real, this is one of the real Epiphones. It's got coil taps, it appears, so we'll make sure all that stuff's working. Basically, the same gentleman that owned that black Strat brought this one in, and wants me to do the same thing on it. So this one arrived today that I get to do some work on, and I'm gonna remove all of the stickers on this one also. This looks bad, I think. I don't, you know, they don't need to be there, so we'll get rid of all that. And the condoms are no longer on this one, so that's good. Yeah, I can't wait to get this one going. Now there's one more. Hang in there. Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this. Okay. I am given what I do, I am a lucky man. Here's a case. I'm gonna take the customer's information. Does that case look? Can anybody take a guess as to what this might possibly be? Guesses? Guesses? Anybody recognize this case? You got to be a pretty good historian, but you got to know your shit. It smells really good too. Good Lord. This is. Anybody guessing on what this might be? Not the fucking. You dorks. Come on. Good guess, Charlie. Nope. No. 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 It's fake. It's actually fake gator. It's got the classic torn up, busting loose. Nope. Good guess, Ed. Look at how narrow this case is. All right. I've tortured you guys long enough. No. No. Okay. I talk about how lucky I am to do what I do and be a guitar player and have the honor and privilege of seeing some of the most beautiful and iconic guitars in the history of time. Oh, Axioms, you are the closest. You are definitely fucking Gary, of course. Yeah. Yep. There it is. Check that out. I get to work on this guitar. Solid mahogany, one-piece body. Original everything. A little original patina took a hit, unfortunately. Original pickups, original electronics, original knobs. This is a 1961 Gibson Melody Maker. 1961. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Says right on it. Look at that. So, you know, I'm blessed to get to do what I get to do, and to get to work on an instrument that's this old. And the one real big flaw, bummer that this guitar has, and it's not that big of a deal, is that this one machine head, you can see it got bent. It took a hit, and there's an impact mark right here where this thing tipped over, unfortunately, but the headstock didn't break. And I did hit it with a black light when the guy brought it in to make sure there wasn't a repair done on it, and it is all original. And it's starting to checker a little bit. The back of it has some really beautiful checkering, but this thing is perfectly preserved. 1961, you guys. That is super cool. Yeah. 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 Hey, you know, it's almost a sin to own a Gibson or see a Gibson this old and it doesn't have a busted headstock. That's like incredible. It's nuts. And it doesn't have a volute or anything like they should be doing on all their guitars. If they put a volute here, you'd see the breaks. But keep doing it, Gibson. I love that you don't put volutes in there. You definitely are keeping me in business. Yeah, so I get to set this thing up, and of course I'll do a video of that. It really doesn't need much, and this thing, dude, it almost has a V-neck on it. It's typical big old Gibson baseball bat neck. This thing is that thing is beefy as fuck. This thing, wow. Yeah, so the good fortune that I have to work on stuff like this is really super fun. And the reason the original reason it came in is that the original nut got chipped. And I'm guessing that it probably got chipped in the same instance that this machine head got busted. That's my guess. So,
Dustin, got one question for you.
Okay, I'm ready. I am ready.
Look at this guy. He's starting to think about pedals.
Oh,
maybe he's starting to think about pedals.
shit, you just opened the Pandora's box.
I was going to say that I just opened the gateway to all these possibilities that...
What are you thinking?
Well, I'm going to ask you right now, what do you think about a green tube screamer?
It's the greatest foot pedal ever made, bar none. It'll take any amp and make it sound better. If you want to play a lead guitar, it'll push you out over everybody else in the band. You like Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Yep.
He ran 2 of them in his pedal board. The TS9, and I've got a bunch of people here that probably would agree with me. Does anybody disagree that the TS9 is, if not the greatest pedal in the world ever? Yeah. They just... Yeah, The minis are comparable to the normal TS9. You can only buy a TS9 now. You could probably buy an 808 for $500 used online. The old ones are getting expensive. But the TS9, dude, I would couple that. If you're getting into pedals, I would buy two right out of the gate. If I were you, I would buy a delay pedal, and I would buy the TS9.
And then you can always add a chorus later.
Yeah, because
Chorus is a cool effect, but you can almost accomplish chorus, and some delay pedals have a chorus effect built into them.
Oh,
In
they
fact, the
have.
one I'm using right now has a chorus effect on the delay. So, you know, the thing about delay is you don't have to have it so loud. It's not like the Edge. You don't have to dug 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 these long. You can make a delay pedal sound like a reverb.
yeah,
Just mix it really lightly, and it gives you that nice, you know.
nice width and just
Yeah, you can make them sound like, so they kind of have a dual purpose, but then you can also get delays that have modulation in the delay tracks, which is just, so what that does, usually the modulation or the chorus effect, so you hit a note and then you get the delay. Well, the note that you hit is clean as a whistle, no effect on it. The delays are what have the modulation on it, so you get this modulating delays that happen, but you're clean. You hit a chord on it, all those original notes are just crystal clean. And that's a very common thing. In fact, the pedal that I've got here has that on it, and it's like a, I don't know, $80-$90 pedal. I think we have them in stock. But if you're a guy, if you're dedicated to just getting one,
I mean, I'm open to options, honestly, because I've been just running, the only pedal I have is my looper,
okay.
and that's like off and on whether it comes on or not. Cause
The looper?
yeah,
Okay.
I'll put it on, kind of loop it, start practicing my solo, or I'm just playing and I'll just start playing.
And you don't have any other pedals that you're
No.
using? Okay.
It's all the effects and everything are off of the that Valve King PV amp.
Okay. You got some effects built into that.
It's got gain, reverb. I think just gain and reverb.
Are you able to
so
turn the reverb on and off?
I can adjust the reverb on it.
Okay. You don't have a foot pedal though. You can step on to turn that on and off.
Yeah. It did come with the foot pedal.
Okay.
I always forget to put it in.
Okay,
I can
yeah.
switch my channels on my foot pedal. I can switch between clean, dirty, gain, no gain. I don't think it has a switch for the bright on the clean channel. I think it's just a gain on the dirt. But I always forget about it. I get excited just to go play, and I start playing my guitar and my amp to start going. I'm like, I should plug that foot pedal in one of these days.
Yeah. If you had a tube screamer like mine, I run an overdrive pedal into a delay pedal into my looper pedal. And what that allows me to do is turn the overdrive and the delay off and play a nice clean rhythm. And then I can turn on the overdrive and push a TS9, push my lead part up over the volume of my original rhythm part, have a little bit of boost and give you a volume push. And then I can turn the delay on and get the delay going. So now I've got this layers of sound going on, but my original guitar track is clean as a whistle that I recorded on the looper pedal. So it does ultimately what you would do in a multi-channel recording studio by having those pedals in front of your looper pedal. You know, it's a TS9, dude. If you want something with like heavy, higher gain sounds, a TS9 is not the right pedal. They don't.
Right. It's more of AC/DC, John Fogerty,
Yep.
kind of that.
It's overdrive. It's not Metallica or
Gotcha.
Slipknot. No. But you can push, and if you run the TS9 into an amp that will do the Metallica, that's like, you got a high gain amp and you push a TS9 in front of it, you're rock star status at that point. Now you get big. So they're multifaceted. I just think it's the greatest pedal ever.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I have heard of the Tube Screamer.
Yeah, that's it. The Tube Screamer.
The Tube Screamer.
TS9, man. That's what you can get today. And I don't know. Do we have one?
We have one.
Yeah. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. And it'll probably be, once you get it, it'll probably be on 99% of the time that you own it.
Oh yeah.
The tone that you can get out of those is just, it's such an interesting, for them to sell a pedal at that kind of money price, that does that to an amplifier. It's incredible. I've owned one. I think I bought an 808 and shit, dude, 1985 or 86. Stuff in my apartment right now. Yeah, still own it. Still works. I run my TS9 now. I don't plug the 808 in anymore. It's too. I don't want to fuck it up.
It's getting very valuable.
Yeah,
Very
they
valuable.
are. And the TS9 is every bit. It's no different. So that definitely. And I would couple that with a delay pedal, and that gives you that air. And when you're playing leads, it separates that stuff from rhythm tracks, or playing along with a backing track on YouTube or whatever. You throw a little delay on your guitar and it fattens up those notes, and just, yeah, that would be my two. Those are my desert island pedals. Tube Screamer and a delay pedal. If I had nothing else, I'm happy. And that's what I've had here on the floor, that I've done demos here at the shop for years.
And
Many.
remember when I was telling you about the two pedals I use? Which one is in common between the two of us?
The Tube Screamer.
The Tube
Mhm.
Screamer.
The Tube Screamer, definitely.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with it. Cannot go wrong with it.
I really want to do that. I can imagine that with that Strat I have.
Oh, dude.
Especially on that bridge pickup with the humbucker on it.
Yeah, and it makes a humbucker really. It makes them pissed off. I mean, it really can. It make that humbucker just bite you, really. And it does. I mean, obviously, it does the same thing with single coil. Stevie Ray Vaughan wasn't wrong, and he was running two of them in front of his twin reverbs or whatever the fuck he was playing through back in the day. You know, it just. I mean, what great tone. And I don't think there's not a lot of footage that I'm aware of where you show him working his pedal board. He just turned them both on
And they
and
called it
went
good.
for it, and he grabbed his volume knob on his guitar to do the rest of the magic.
Right, what I was telling you about.
Yeah,
And-
rolling it off, rolling it on.
Yep. Yeah, and you got that Strat that I would love.
I love that Strat.
Yeah, it would make.
It is my favorite guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it goes Strat. Yeah, I think my second one is the Telly. Honestly.
Yeah, I just did some work on that Telly, right? Wasn't it the Telly?
Yeah, you did work on Telly.
Yeah.
Because I had it in case for a long time.
Yeah, we
And
just
I
did a
was like-
setup.
I was like, it needs to be set up because it was in the case for about a year of
Yeah.
me not playing it, me playing Strat while I was remodeling stuff. And I pulled down, I'm like, I need to set you up again.
Yeah.
Because it's that middle pickup sound was kind of both working that the humbucker and then that single neck is just
Yeah.
it's a special sound.
Yeah.
it was,
Yeah.
It was an awesome guitar buy when I was 9 years old. $200 in my hand.
Yeah.
Take a Tube Screamer home with you tonight. Just do it. You will not regret it. It is. And then, you know, with respect to the chorus pedal or a delay pedal, my recommendation, either one of those is going to make your
gonna be
guitar sound. They're both very dynamic, time-based modulation effects. So you're going to get some. It'll add an element to your playing that you haven't heard yet, and that's what's cool.
Yeah.
It'll make you hear shit that you haven't really heard before from yourself. So turn the knobs till it sounds like shit and turn them the other way. You know, that's my rule with everything. And it's keep turning the knobs till it sounds like shit. There you go.
Turn it till you like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first place. Like, I knew that's what he was gonna
It's
about
the
the
Tube
Screamer.
Screamer.
It's just such a quality sound.
Yeah.
that You can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, they last forever.
Yeah, I mean,
Hard to hurt.
I don't mind spending money on something that I'm going to keep for years and years and years. Why not spend good money on it?
And they'll run quite a while off the battery, but you don't want to leave the pedal, the cable plugged into the input on the pedal. It will run it dead.
Gotcha.
This guy Hugh Caldwell from Scotland said get a Miku pedal. They're the one that does like the weird. What is it?
I've watched a YouTube video of them using that, and it is the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Oh my
It is the weirdest thing in the world.
It is a strange pedal. That's one for the eccentrics.
Because
in
they
the
were
world.
like, let's play a solo off of it. How's this going to sound? I don't know. Let's do it. That's the point, isn't it? It's like,
yeah.
It wasn't my taste for solo, but they were just laughing at their
Hey. Well, you guys, thanks for hanging with me again today. I appreciate your making time, taking time out of your day. Rick, welcome. Hey, we're just wrapping up, man. Ed, yeah, good to see you. Axioms, yeah. Usually for me, it's the volume knob on the amplifier. All guitar players grab that and fucking turn it up, and they ruin the whole mix. Octavia and Univibe, yeah. There you go. There's lots of great ideas. Yeah, so many great ideas. I appreciate you guys again hanging with me today. Hit the thumbs up button if you would. Not that that matters a whole lot, but I appreciate you all being here. Richard, I'll get a hold of you in just a little bit, and we can see if we can get your system working. I'm taking that system home with me tonight, and I'm going to double check it on my computer at home, and we'll make sure that I'm correct in my assumption that it may help you. Oh, Rick. Oh, buddy. All right. You can rewind. I don't know what's going on. I think Heavy Metal Hippie's still got his show going for live music on the Metalhead Hippie show. Be sure to go over there and check him out, give him a thumbs up and all that. Yeah, Preston, keep me posted on what's going on with your stuff. I'm really anxious. All right, you guys, have a wonderful weekend. I know I will. Peace.